Hey there guys, it's Adam here from adaminsights.com, and in this video I'm going to tell you about a surefire 100% way to prevent fungus from growing in your camera lenses and in your bodies. I trust this with my full range of Leica gear and my Fuji X-H1, which is filming this video. But before I get that, I just want to take this moment to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing to my channel. I'm not one of these guys that says hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon and all that stuff. I don't do that. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and thank you to everyone who's watching these videos. But anyway, on to how do we prevent lens fungus 100%? Well, you know what, I mean, particularly after I got into Leica and I was buying my digital bodies, my film bodies, 28, 35s, 50s, 75mm lenses, collection of Similuxes and Simicrons. You know what? And also an Elmerit in there as well. And it all added up to about 30,000 Australian dollars that I've spent on my gear. And when I first started learning about lens fungus, I got paranoid. I thought, wow, what happens if fungus was to infest one of my lenses? What if it got into a digital body and started growing on the sensor? Or if it got into a film body and started destroying the shutter curtain? This could cost me serious money, either in the loss of a lens, a body, or at least a very expensive repair bill. And after shelling out about 30 grand on all this equipment, which I love, that would be really terrible. So I started researching how does fungus actually grow, and what does fungus actually need, and how can I prevent it? And I realized very quickly that fungus's number one enemy is UV light. So I've realized the way to really prevent fungus from growing in your cameras and your bodies is to get out there and use your gear. I mean, what did you buy your gear for? You wanted to take photos. You wanted to go out and enjoy it. You didn't just buy it for bragging rights to sit on a shelf. So get out there and use your gear. I mean, I take my cameras out at least once a week and go looking for a shot. I'm getting more into the habit now of taking my camera with me every day to work. It just sits in my work bag, and if I see a shot on my daily commute to and from work, I'll go for it. So I try and have my camera, or at least one camera and one lens out every day, and I'm getting light shining through that lens. You don't have to take it with you to work every day. You just take it into the backyard, or just experiment with your camera. See what happens if I do this. Particularly on digital, you can do that. You can just play around with the lens. Just get some light shining through it. And that is a way to really prevent lens fungus. And you end up using the camera, which is what you got it for. And you have an added bonus that you're getting more practice and you're becoming more proficient as a photographer. I mean, I learn every day about this craft. I don't think that anyone can say that they've run out of things to learn when it comes to photography. But I hear what you're saying. Sometimes you don't get to use a lens or a body for a little while. I actually quite like that in some ways because I mean, I've got my 28s, my 35s, my 50s, my 75s, my 90s, and I like to click one of them onto a body because it's got a certain character, and I'll spend sometimes 3 or 4 months just with that body and lens because I want to learn about the characteristics of that lens, or I remember what they were like. I'd love to shoot that lens again for a while. And I'll put it on the body and I go off looking for shots that would suit that lens, and I can use the characteristics that I know that lens has got to try and create a shot that I'm really going to be happy with. So that does mean, sometimes I've got lenses within a body that might have to be in storage for a couple of months, and therefore won't have light shining through it. Alright, well, first off, I actually store all of my lenses caps off, back caps on, but front caps off. All of my lenses have got a UV filter on them for protection. Whether or not you use a UV filter on the end of your lens or not, that's a debate for another video. I'm very much pro the UV filter camp, but I store my lenses without the caps on, so that light is always shining through them anyway. And I store them in this 60 Australian dollar humidity controlled tank. It cost me 60 bucks in Australia, and it fits all of my gear in there. It's a little bit of a tight fit, it does. It comes with this electronic humidity regulator thing. What you do with it is you plug it in, you warm it up, the silica gel crystals turn blue, so you know that they're completely dry. You then put your gear in there with that silica pack, seal it up, and it'll keep your gear at around about that 30% relative humidity, which is the sworn enemy level of humidity against fungus. It doesn't go too far below that, because then that can affect things like your greases and your oils in your camera, but it keeps them at a really perfect level for preventing fungus. It actually has a humidity gauge on there, and you can leave it open like this, particularly while you're recharging the pack, and it will tell you what the relative humidity is in a room, which is actually really useful, particularly if you want to do some things like swapping some lenses around, or just blowing out a body with a blower just to get rid of some dust or whatever, and you want to make sure the humidity is right for that and you're not introducing any moisture inadvertently into your camera. So I recommend it for storage. $60 tank, brilliant. Helps me, it gives me the peace of mind to protect my gear. So they're my 2 recommendations in this video. Again guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, I really appreciate it. Cheers.